Thank you for coming to the Jetstream2 presentation. I'm Julian Pistorius. I'm a software engineer working at Indiana University, and I work on the Jetstream2 project in the support side of the house. My colleague Mike over there he's on the infrastructure side. He keeps the cloud running. So I don't know how many folks here have heard of Jetstream before. Could you please raise your hands? How many people have used Jetstream2 before? Okay, well, glad that there's some new people here. So Jetstream2 is OpenStack based. So for this audience, I don't have to go into what all that means. It's a multi-institution project funded by the National Science Foundation, free to use by US-based researchers, people who run workshops, courses, and need something better than a laptop or a workstation under their desks or something like that. We provide that in an easy, flexible way through either the API or a number of different user interfaces. We have a few satellite regions, most like Arizona State University, University of Hawaii, TAC at Austin, and Cornell. The main data center is in Bloomington, Indiana, where Mike works. We have lots of nodes, including 90 GPU nodes that are full-way A100, NVIDIA A100 nodes. So we've got 360 A100s there, and we've got some H100s sitting in a warehouse. Should be in the data center and hooked up soon. People who are doing machine learning. So this is great. Why Jetstream? The National Science Foundation historically has funded batch scheduled systems. Lots of those available in the ecosystem. But for people who have different needs, maybe they need to host a database or persistent web servers, things like that, or maybe a Jupyter hub, that interactive use case of like maybe a really beefy virtual desktop environment where I want to run Blender or maybe MATLAB, some kind of visualization thing that doesn't work on my laptop and doesn't work in HPC. There was a gap, and this is the gap that Jetstream is filling. A little bit more about the usage there. Yeah, we have big machines. So this is what you can do with Jetstream teaching courses, very popular. Working with code, you can launch binder-compatible workflows on their Jupyter hubs. We have shared file systems. We have obviously S3 compatible object storage through Ceph, Rados Gateway. I think it was at like 5 petabytes of storage. More. Mike's saying up. Okay, lots more. 9-ish. 14 petabytes. Okay. So a lot of people use Jetstream to host science gateways. Science gateways, if you're not aware of what they are, they're basically web apps that allow you to submit your job and talk to some data. Quite a few of those. I think we have over 1,000 active projects, 5,000 active users, and some of these science gateways service tens to hundreds of thousands of users. So we have lots of publications and interesting projects coming out of there. This is a good example of the sort of thing that's very difficult to do in other environments. This is a 3D slicer for biomedical visualization that needs to do both machine learning, segmentation of biomedical imaging, as well as 3D accelerated desktop application. So using those NVIDIA GPUs for graphics as well as machine learning at the same time. Then also live data processing, the sensor data, climate data being funneled straight into Jetstream for data processing and distribution. Storage, like I mentioned, this is not primarily for storage, but if you have storage needs with your compute, we can give you lots and lots of that. No, we don't really want or can have protected data not to be stored there. We have 3 user interfaces. The primary interface, pretty friendly. I'll show a quick demo of that. And then traditional ones, as well as Cacao out of University of Arizona. And then people can access, anybody in the US who has a interesting research question can apply going through the access mechanism. And if you just want to kick the tires, you can go do that right now by going to portal.jetstream-cloud.org and just say, give me a trial allocation, and you'll get 1,000 core hours to try out. I won't go through these things. There are ways for you to manage users and try things out. So I will quickly show how these things work. I suggest you go to docs.jetstream-cloud.org to go look more. And these slides will be available later on. I'm just going to go quickly now and show you what it looks like. So this is, we also have some YouTube videos. If you search for Jetstream, you can see a longer form version of this, a workshop, and you can show it to people, and they can have a look at that's what it actually works. So this is the primary user interface for Jetstream. It's called Exosphere. It's the project that, open source project that a friend and I started to help researchers use Exosphere, to use OpenStack more easily. So if people are familiar with Horizon, like how do we not hurt researchers by giving them Horizon? This is a way to you can provision resources like this, creating like a new instance, a volume, shared file system, all of those sorts of things, and makes it really easy. So let's if I go instance, you can choose a flavor, an operating system, and you can give it a name, choose the flavor, GPUs, things like that. Choose a disk if you want, all of these things. And you end up with an instance like this, which gives you, we give you an in-browser web shell, as well as in-browser web desktop powered by Apache Guacamole. This is what you were seeing earlier. And you can run R, MATLAB, and all those fun things. You can see that I'm root, and we also now have a way to host inference services for LLMs. People are doing interesting things like hosting machine learning demos for high schools for kids in school to teach them how these things work, so that it's not just appliances. Yeah, it's a good project, and if you have anybody who has scientific or academic research needs or need to teach courses, maybe computer science students who want to get experience with cloud technologies, please tell them about Jetstream. Thank you very much.